you. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody today? Good. I'm Kim Martens. I'm the marketing director here at Silver Creek. I've been here for a couple of years now. And before that, I was like the listing coordinator, do-it-all person for a team in California of 5 agents. So I was the one that ran around and met all the people and made all the listings come together and put it all online and did everything for the team. So these are some tips that are from Silver Creek and things that I've learned over my time in real estate, just to kind of give you some ideas for additional things to do to market your listing. I've had people call me a lot recently saying, I have a listing, it's been on the market, you know, for like 5 months or 4 months or whatever. And it's like, okay, so what have you done to market your listing? And they're like, well, I've put it in the MLS. There's a lot more that you can do besides just put it in the MLS. And especially with the market the way it was last year, and as it continues to be, like, I think it's starting to pick up a little bit, but I just, you know, there's a lot of other things that you can do to increase the amount of people who see your listing and the exposure of your listing. So that's where we're going to start today. Where's my thing? That way? Uh-oh. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So our objectives are to understand how having a tailored marketing plan for each listing is important. Utilizing all the key marketing channels that we have available to us, and leveraging local trends and buyer preferences here, creating a repeatable system and streamlining your listing promotions. I think that's the most important thing, is coming up with a system that works for you and just repeating that system so that you're not, you know, overthinking it each time. Like, find things that work for you and that you can, you know, sustain, and just stick with those and keep it going. And then as time goes on, if you find that there's room to add more things, do that. But just find a system that works for you. Okay, so step 1, preparing your listing for marketing. Knowing your audience. So obviously each property is different. So there's a different audience, you know, for every listing. Sometimes we have, you know, a property with acreage or horses, or, you know, is it septic or is it public water? Just making sure that you understand all the nuances and differences of your particular listing, and kind of understanding the questions that you're going to get from other agents about your particular listing. So obviously looking at, you know, looking in the MLS at previous listings and making sure that you understand all the features and things, but also obviously talking to the client, right? Like, what does the client think makes their house special is something important to know, because that might also resonate with other buyers. So features that would appeal to like audiences. Like, I know a lot of times you've probably seen people are looking for, you know, a 3-car garage, or they want the RV garage, or they want the 1-acre lot. Just things that you're going to want to make sure to feature in your marketing text, or you know, on the MLS, that is going to, you know, make people get that in front of more people. So listing prep, staging. How many here do staging on their listings, or have had listings where they've done staging? Okay. And do you feel like staging is successful, or do you feel like?
I had one time where the house really needed it.
Okay.
And it made a huge difference in the photos.
Right.
So, yeah,
Okay.
you can.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the thing that everybody kind of forgets, is that the first place that people see the property is online. So having those photos look like, you know, a nice home where it's welcoming and, you know, people can picture their things in it, but have it be something nice. And again, here as well, you're also competing with a lot of new construction, right? So in all of your new construction, you're getting pictures of heavily staged homes that are done by an interior designer. So when people are looking online, they're seeing those homes, and then they're seeing existing homes. So when you're trying to market an existing home, I think it's really important to have some kind of staging, even if it's just light staging where you're using their pieces and coming in and, you know, maybe decluttering and just adding a couple of pieces. Just something to make your photos really stand out, because I think that's the first place people see your property, and that's what's going to drive them to come and hopefully view the property, see, you know, and come to an open house, or, you know, that kind of thing. So I highly recommend staging. Virtual staging is okay. You just have to be careful about, you know, obviously disclaiming that you have done virtual staging, so that online, people know that when they come to the home, that's not what they're going to see, right? So a lot of times agents will post the pictures of the virtual staging, and then at the end they'll post the pictures of it with no staging, just so people get an idea. A lot of agents have said people are really disappointed when they show up to a home that has been virtually staged, because they walk in and they're like, wait, this isn't the house that we saw online, because they think it's the wrong property. And it's just, it makes a big difference. So I understand that sometimes that's the way you have to go because that's what the client wants to do, but I highly encourage staging. And then also professional photography and videography, if you can do that, or you know, you can afford it. I think a professional photographer makes a huge difference in just the way that they present the home and the way that people see it online, which again is the first place people are going to see it. Having really good high quality photos is important. Also lately with people coming from out of area, I think it's really important to do that 3D walkthrough, or at least have a floor plan created so that people can kind of get an idea of how the home is laid out. I think a lot of people do use those 3D floor plans to get an idea of how, you know, where things are located in the home and how the walkthrough of the home feels. So I think that is important. And again, depending on the property, I recommend doing I call it the money shot. So having either the drone photo or the twilight photos, where the house, you just make the house really sparkle and catch somebody's attention in that first view online. I think those that kind of photography is really important. Accurate pricing. This one I know is, you know, probably a whole other class, right, on accurate pricing, depending on, you know, where your CMAs are coming, what the competition in the market is like, and, you know, obviously what your seller wants. So it's that, you know, kind of everybody coming to the agreement. I hear many agents now are still compromising on, okay, this is what my client thinks they can get, and that's where we're going to start. But in a month, we're going to lower the price to where I think it should be, or, you know, we're going to kind of see how it goes, right? So accurate pricing, just be aware of not only what is shown on like the CMA, but what else is happening right now in the market and where those houses are. So find the houses that are sitting on the market and how long have they been sitting, and just make sure that your client is aware of that so that you can, you know, everybody's on the same page as far as where pricing should be if they really need to move the home. Creating a detailed features list and marketing copy. This is something that I used to always do for our team, which was I would go through the home. Usually I would show up to the inspections and I would be there with the inspector, and I would walk through the house with a piece of paper and I would write down everything in the home. I would walk in the front door and I'd say, okay, there's a chandelier in the, you know, entry and it's a tile floor. And like, I would write down every single detail and have that in hand, because then when you go to write your marketing copy, I would include a detailed features list that was on our website so that people could see the details of what the fixtures and what the finishes were in the home. But then also it really helps when you're doing your MLS entry, when you're doing the listing entry, when you're going through all those little check boxes at the end. I think those are really important because those all feed into Zillow, Realtor.com, all of those, to make sure that you're filling those out efficiently, especially when your client is looking at, well, Zillow says my house is only worth this much. You want to make sure that you're filling out every feature and anything that's upgraded in the home, like if it's just a, you know, a standalone tub or anything that might tell Zillow that the house is worth a little bit more than the one, you know, down the street. So just keeping a really good list of accurate like features of the home. And then using that to write your marketing copy. Now with ChatGPT, it's really easy to write marketing copy. All you have to do is, you know, take your, you know, top 10 features of the home, make a little bulleted list, put it in ChatGPT and say, you know, write me marketing copy about this property that's located in, you know, Meridian, Idaho, and it's in this kind of neighborhood, and ChatGPT can help you with those things. Let's see, next, create property feature signage. So this is something that we used to do on our team, which was we would, for every property that we had, I would also use that detailed features list that I made, and I would get the little plastic stand-up display thingies. I have one on my desk. And I would put in there like kitchen features, you know, this is a marble countertop, there's a tile backsplash, all, you know, Bosch appliances, just things that, you know, direct people to the high-end features of that home, or whatever you think you want to make sure they notice. Like sometimes there's features that you wouldn't see in a home. So like if there is under the sink, like reverse osmosis or a water filtration system, make sure that those things are called out on signage so that people know that it's there even though they can't see it. So that's another reason that detailed features list comes into place, because you can review that and think ahead of things that people wouldn't see, but you want them to know about the home. Any questions on that? Listing prep? Okay. All right, step 2, online listing exposure. Obviously, MLS and syndication. Our MLS, syndicates to all the major places that you want your property to be, that people are searching for properties. So making sure that your listing details are accurate. And again, like I said, making sure that you're checking all those boxes for all the features of the home. Don't skip that when you're entering your listing. And then also using all the available photo slots if you can. Like even if you're adding pictures of like the neighborhood park or a neighborhood walking trail or something in the area, just making sure you're using as many spots as you can in that listing or in the photos. Zillow and Realtor.com and other portals, you can, have your profile in all of those different websites, and then you can go in there and claim those properties. And some of them still, I think, allow you to edit the features. Sometimes you have to have the client go in and edit the features. But if you go and sign on to, Zillow and see that it's not accurately pulling from the MLS what the features are, and you want to make sure, you can have the client or you go in there and edit that. Again, just to make sure that everything is showing up for anybody who's searching for a home. Also make sure you're updating regularly, putting your open houses in the MLS so that those populate everywhere, because the algorithms on all these websites like change, right? They want to see that you're doing open houses. If you have a price change, that throws it back up to the top of the search. Our coach, we have Eisenhower Coaching. How many of you attended the summit a couple weeks ago, the Silver Creek Summit? Okay, so they talked about our coaching that we do with a coach from Eisenhower every week, Wednesday at 10 a.m. That's with Brian Donnelly. And one of the things that he gets his clients to agree to is, like, basically, I consider it constant price changes. He wants to start, like, where do you want me to start this price and where do you want to be? And he changes the price like every 2 weeks by $1,000 or $500, just to keep the house popping up in the algorithm in a different spot, just so that you're getting more views on the property. I don't know of anybody here that does that, but that's something that he swears by with his listings, especially if they're sitting longer on the market. Just making little tweaks to the listing so it changes the way that all those sites see it. Online ads through your website, CRM, Facebook, or marketplace listings, and Craigslist. This is one thing that they did talk about at the summit, which was not having to have a Facebook business page necessarily, but in this instance, you can't run ads on Facebook unless you do have a Facebook business page. So if you want to run ads on Facebook where you're trying to, market the listing out of the area and get new leads or anything like that, you do have to have the Facebook business page to be able to do that through Facebook. The other option is that you can do ads through your CRM. Does anybody here use either Lone Wolf or Bold Trail, our CRM websites that we offer here at Silver Creek? Okay, so both of those have a spot on the back end where you can run ads for your properties. So once you have a listing up in the MLS, you can sign into your Bold Trail or your Lone Wolf, and you can run an ad on that property. And there's all different variables in there that you can set for running the ad. But then you can have that connect back to your website and collect those leads. A lot of agents put ads on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist still. Not many, but still a few swear by that. So that's another option. Also, if you have a video from your photographer, post it on your YouTube page. There's a lot of agents that are coming to me recently saying, I think I need to be on YouTube. What do I put on my YouTube? Like, how are we making this work for us? So that's another option, is to start your own YouTube page. You can do, obviously, property videos. If you have a listing or an open house, do a little walkthrough video or use the video that your photographer created. But also, Silver Creek offers video editing through our graphic design company, which is FMO Media, and that's all in the toolbox on the marketing page. So if you want to create a video where you're just filming yourself talking about the property or doing a walkthrough video, you create the video, you send it to FMO, and they edit it for you. They'll add the captions, they'll make it look nice, and then they send it back to you ready to post. So if you ever want to do any video marketing on a listing, open house, or anything really, like if you want to just start video marketing, come and talk to me and I can help you kind of get into the system with FMO on that. Any questions on online listing exposure? No. Okay. Oh, wait, I've missed that one. Sorry. On the next level, buying a custom URL for your property. So this is if you have a single property website. So if you do have your own custom website through Silver Creek, you can use the page where your listing shows up on that website because it's your website. And then you can forward that to a URL that's the property address. So I just used to always go by 123mainstreet.com, or whatever the address of the property was. I would buy that URL and then forward that website link to it. And we would make a rider that went up on the property. So that was what would be on the top of the sign of the property with that URL. You could also put a QR code up, but we would use that on our postcards, on our flyers. Everything for that property was just, 123mainstreet.com, so people could go to the website and find all the information about the home. The other thing is shuffling the order of the photos. So this is another thing that helps keep you up in the views as far as all the syndication is start with the 5 best photos of the home. Don't go in the order that your photographer sends it, where the first thing people see is 4 pictures of the front of the house and the entry, and then as you walk through the home. That's fine, but as far as getting views for the property, pick the 5 best, I call them the money shots, right? Or maybe it's 6 or 8, but pick the best photos, put those up front. So when people first see your property there, they're seeing the best of the property, and that kind of pulls them in and makes them want to click and look at the entire thing. And then also just shuffling those. So sometimes it's going to be the front yard that's at the front. Sometimes it's going to be the backyard that's at the first picture. Maybe the kitchen is amazing, or something about the property. Just keep shuffling those photos to keep it up in the searches. All right. Next is social media marketing. So specific to the platforms, Facebook. Obviously, if you have a business page, you can do boosted posts where you're paying to boost that post and make sure that more people get eyes on it. Also, you can do Facebook events for open houses where you invite people who are in your sphere on Facebook to the open house. So you create like a little event and market it that way. You can also use our Facebook forum to let other agents know about your listing or your open house. Is everybody members of the Facebook forum already? Okay, so if you aren't a member of the Facebook forum, go to the toolbox, search Facebook, and join the Treasure Valley Facebook forum. It's a great way to just network with all the agents here in the Treasure Valley. You can post like, who's a great, plumber, I need a plumber, who's a great plumber in Nampa, or those kind of things. But also if you have a house where you have availability for somebody else to do an open house for you, that's where other agents are gonna search to find that. Or they'll even post on there and say, hey, I'm available Saturday to do an open house. Who has something available? So just definitely try to connect with the Facebook forum. On Instagram, again, Reels are big on Instagram and stories. So if you're looking for that video content to be able to post on Instagram or Facebook, our media team can help you with that. If you want to see examples of that, look at our Silver Creek Insider Facebook page. And if you connect there, or if you look on there, those are the same people that would be editing your videos. So you'll get an idea of what your videos would look like when they're edited. Sorry, I forgot to check and see who's online. Oh, Emily Douglas is online, Sarah and Justine. And listing agreement for those price adjustments. Yes, Justine, he puts it in the listing agreement for the price adjustment. Sorry, guys, I forgot to check on the chat. Welcome, thanks for being here. And that was it. Okay. Let's see. TikTok likes more obviously video content. So doing just listed, kind of behind the scenes, like showing the process of, doing painting in the house or carpeting in the house, the things that you're doing as you're getting the house ready to sell. Those would be great video content for TikTok, and then showing like what it looks like at the end. And again, our team can help with editing all of those. Also, a lot of agents like to do the video walkthrough where you hold your phone up and just kind of walk through the home and talk about the features of it. And it's a 30 to 60-second video. It's really easy to make. LinkedIn is more like professional connections, right? Like you're probably going to be friends with a lot of realtors on LinkedIn. And then you can post, your listings, your open houses, but also you can use like our market updates. We do a market update once a month on our blog. So you can copy and paste that into your LinkedIn if you want to share market updates for people to see market updates in the area. We also post like real estate related articles once a month on our blog. You're welcome to use any of that content on your own pages if you wanted to use any of that. Any questions on that? Am I going too fast? Okay. I'm like, I feel like I'm going too fast. Okay. So other content ideas, like this shows like a before and after of a bathroom. So if you have a property where you're doing anything like improvements like this, even if it's just laying bark in the front yard, right? Like take a before and after. That's great content that people like to see, that, you know, you're working on a property. This is kind of the process you go through, showing that you know what you're doing as an agent, right? Showing that you're a professional. Also neighborhood spotlights. If you're in a neighborhood that has like the parks and the trails or a pool, clubhouse, go get pictures of all that. Whether it's you or your photographer that goes and takes pictures of that, take pictures of all those things and include that in your social media to promote the property. And then you can also use it online on MLS. Yes, I can send you the slides. So send me an email, kim@silvercreekrealty.com, and I will send you the slides. Everybody here got a copy, so yes, I can do that. Again, before after staging is a great, you know, video content. Show what it looked like before they ever touched it, before they decluttered, and then show what it looks like after, if they're willing to do that. Or again, if you're doing any yard work, painting, whatever, just do the before and after, and then again the home walkthrough videos. So again, this is a whole nother class, consistency and branding. Has anybody taken Kristen Cole's branding class yet? Okay, that's a great class to talk a little bit about like how to present yourself and trying to stick with like identifying a brand for yourself that includes like colors and how you know, fonts you use and things like that. So using all those consistently through your flyers and your social media and everything just kind of creates a look for you that then people will recognize it when they see it on Facebook or other places. It just kind of cements that identity for you. And again, we have Canva templates for pretty much everything marketing that you need that are all branded Silver Creek. And then you can obviously add your name and contact information, photo and everything to it. But if you wanted to come up with your own brand, like if you take that class and you're, you know, wanted to do your own branding, like your own logo and all of that, then our team can create all of that for you across the board. Flyers, social media templates, all those things to make it your own. And again, scheduling weekly posts and stories. If you have a listing, great, that's your content is covered, right? You have things to post between open houses and things for prepping the listing. But if you don't have a listing right now and you want real estate related content, go to the toolbox, go to the marketing page, search content calendar. We have a content calendar that has a post for every single day of the month. They're all like industry real estate related, other than every month there's a couple that are holidays, or, you know, they'll do something fun like it's National Taco Day, but every single day, and the content goes back 2 years. So if you want to go back and search through it, you can go back and look through content 2 years back if you want to look for something different. Most of those are just ready to post. Some of them are, you know, you would throw in a review from a client, or you put in a before and after or something like that. But I would say like 90% of them are just ready to post with all the text and hashtags and everything that you need for that to be ready to go to post. Any questions there? Okay, feel free to raise your hand if you have questions too as we're going. Okay, step 4, print and direct marketing. So obviously everybody probably has had flyers for their properties. We have Silver Creek branded templates in the toolbox. If you just search listing flyers in the search box, you'll find those. Those are all located in Canva. So how many people here have a Canva account? Okay, so Canva is a really great way for you to be able to create your own marketing. It's pretty inexpensive. It's only $144 a year for a pro account, which I highly recommend, or you can use a free Canva account. The pro just opens up all of their templates and advanced, you know, features and stuff to you, which I recommend. It just makes it easier to use a lot of our templates if you have a pro account. But all the templates and things that you see in the toolbox, you can link directly, they'll go directly into your Canva account. So those are all available. If you want to have somebody else do your print your flyers and everything for you, Bear Printing is one of our partners that's on the toolbox. Again, type in Bear in the search box and then you'll find Bear Printing. They were at the Silver Creek Summit. I don't know if you guys had a chance to talk to them, but they do flyers, they do postcards, they'll do business cards. They do, I don't know if anybody's seen those perma flyers, where it's like a permanent flyer that would be added to your signpost. They do those things as well. They're a great partner of ours. And if you sign in through the toolbox and then go to their website, they automatically know your Silver Creek. So everything that you create in there, there's templates that are Silver Creek branded, but if you create something else, you automatically will have access to the Silver Creek logos and things like that that you need to create your media. Okay, I'll do that, postcards. Custom branded design. Again, if you wanted to do your own custom branded flyers, our team can help you with that and then provide you with a template that you can use and update or have them do it. The biggest problem there is that our team, our graphics team, usually takes 2 to 3 days to get a job turned around. And most of the time, as we know, you guys get photos on Thursday and you want to have an open house on Saturday. So that's not enough time for them to do your flyer for you. So that's why I recommend using our templates or having them create a template for you where you can just update it really quick on your own. There's also a lot of photographers around that will do flyers and those kind of things for you. So if you use, does anybody use one that does that for you, that has like a marketing branding kit that they'll add on to your photo package? I know Red Hog Media, who was at Summit, does it. Summit, Sunny Skies has that add-on, and I think Snap House also does. Those are the 3 that I know. I'm sure there's others where you just pay an extra like $30 or $40, and they give you social media posts that are ready to go. They create a flyer for you, and they add a few things on so that you're kind of ready to go for your listing. Postcards. So again, if you want to do postcards either to your sphere or to the farm around that neighborhood of your listing, Bear Printing is a great contact for that. They will, they have templates for just listed, just pending, and just sold postcards that are already branded Silver Creek. You just log in, create your just listed postcard. You can either go to your title company and get the list yourself, or they have, they can create the list for you. So you can say, just give me the 100 closest people to this address and send them this postcard, and they'll do that and mail it for you. So they'll, like an all-in-one, you don't have to worry about any of it. So I recommend them. If you do a just listed postcard, they automatically are going to send you an email when it goes pending, because they are tied into the IDX feed, and they'll say, hey, would you like us to send this pending card to the same list that you sent the just listed to? And again, when it goes sold, they'll do the same thing. Do you want us to send this just sold card? And they like provide you with a proof, and you can log in and, you know, change the proof. You can change text and stuff like that, or you can just say yes, click, and they send it and it's ready to go. So those are ideas for doing postcard mailings. Bear Printing will also do the door hangers. Does anybody do walking the neighborhood when you have a listing? No, too scary. This is something that we always did on our team. It was like we would bring the whole team out there. It was like, we're all going to commit an hour and we're going to walk this neighborhood. Sometimes we would knock, sometimes we wouldn't. We would always use a notepad. So it was like something that they would use and keep that had, you know, the team's name and number on it, but they would use it because it was somewhere where you could make a list, right? So we would use a notepad, and then we would just slide in a little like flyer that we would make that was like, hey, we're having an open house, or we're having a neighborhood open house. Come see it between 5 and 7 on Thursday night, you know, however you want to do it to market the property in the neighborhood. But it's a great way to, you know, collect leads for future listings, right? To use your current listing to create future business. So just connecting with those people in the neighborhood and showing them that, you know, you're a professional agent and somebody that they should talk to if they're thinking about buying or selling. It's just a great opportunity. I know it's hard when you have a listing and there's so many things to do, but that's something I highly recommend, is trying to walk the neighborhood. Even if you do it like on Saturday morning and the open house is on Saturday afternoon, just having that opportunity to connect with the neighbors is really priceless. You can also invite people to, you know, either come to the open house or offer them a CMA if they would like a CMA from you. Again, a next level tip is to create the QR code for the website and display it at your listing. I would just have it again on one of those plastic stand-ups. I would just print the QR code really big, and that would be, the QR code would either go to our website, or again, you can use the Silver Creek website if you don't have your own, but just to have a place where when people walk through, they're going to scan it and then be looking at the listing online and be able to see all the features and things that you've added there. Any questions on that? Okay. And another thing, like if you decide like that a neighborhood that you have a listing in is like, oh, this is a great place that I should be farming. Like maybe I should turn this listing into like creating, this is my farm because now I've had this business here. We have a lot of resources on the marketing page for like how to start up a farm, how to kind of go about that. There's resources through Eisenhower. We also have class recordings from the title company where they're talking about like how to create a farm, and that they would help you create those lists and get your farming up and going. So that's another thing. If you have questions about that, you can come and ask me. All right, sphere of influence. How many people here market their listings to their sphere? Okay, good. So I think that's, having a listing is a great opportunity to be able to just touch base with people who are in your sphere, right? Just let them know that you're a producing agent and here's what I have going on right now. Our magic number, does anybody know the magic number that our coach from Eisenhower says that you should make with each person in your sphere every year? What would you guess is the number of times you should make contact with every single person in your sphere, whether that's a phone call, a text, an email, engaging with them on social media, sending a note card, inviting them to an event? How many times do you think that you should be in touch with? It is not. For every 7 people in your sphere, if you are contacting them 42 times a year, you should get either a transaction from that person or a referral from that person. That's the formula that our our coach uses. So he is like, he's on it. He's like, this is the engine that he runs, and he's been doing it for years and years. He says, whether it's like jumping on social media and just commenting on a post, he counts that, or if it's just sending them a text, he says it's 42 times a year. If you make contact with everybody in your sphere 42 times a year, you should get 1 transaction for every 7 people. So anyway, a listing is obviously a great opportunity to just touch base and say, hey, I have this listing, or I'm having an open house. I'd love to have you come by and see me. And we do have templates on the toolbox that run through MailChimp. And there's a class in there that teaches you how to use MailChimp, but it's just a just listed, or you can change that to an open house email that you would send to your sphere. And that uses the same sphere list that you would use for our newsletter if you're using our newsletter in MailChimp. Again, sending listings to past clients or referral resources, that's the MailChimp template, or you could use your own CRM. If you're using Lone Wolf or Bold Trail, they have templates on the back end to do that as well. Any questions there? No, okay. Let me check here. I would say not putting the flyers on the post. The question from somebody online was, what do you recommend? Putting the flyers in the box on the post or not? I would say not. I think it's better to make them call you for information or go to your website for information. Sometimes it's going to be another agent, right? And that's a great opportunity to have a conversation about what their buyers are looking for, or to engage with that person and then be able to give some feedback to your client. So I would say no flyer box. The other problem is also then you're constantly out there trying to refill the flyer box, right? Because an empty flyer box doesn't look very good. And your clients are going to complain if there is a flyer box and it does, show up empty one day, and then you're going to be running across town with flyers. So I would say make them call. Does anybody else have a different opinion on that? Okay. Yeah, I think the QR code, yeah. Or just, like I said, having that URL on a sign writer on top, make them go to the website and look at it. All right. Go ahead. Okay, listing events and promotions. Obviously, open houses. If you're gonna do an open house, make sure that you're entering that on the MLS so that it feeds to all the other syndications at least 3 days in advance, so that people are seeing that you're going to have an open house. The other way to obviously advertise an open house is through like door knocking, like we talked about, doing dropping something to all the neighbors in the neighborhood. And then when you do have an open house, obviously lots of signage, right? Like you're going to want to have lots of open house signs coming from your main roads, leading all the way back to the property, just to make sure that even if people didn't see it online, maybe they're driving by and they'll stop and see it. You can offer to do snacks and things like that, or promote that you're doing snacks. Some agents, I don't know how many people around here do like mega open houses. Have you guys heard of mega open houses? Okay, so a mega open house is, the first time I saw this was at a Tom Ferry conference where they talked about the mega open house, and they talked about this for about an hour and a half. So that gives you an idea of the mega open house. They basically pull together a team of people who are going to run this mega open house. They like hire a food truck and they have live music and they have vendors there, like their title company or their mortgage company doing giveaways. And it's like a huge deal. They invite the whole neighborhood. They send out postcards to invite people. They make it like a huge deal. So I don't know how many people are here to go to that level of an open house, but those are things that you can do to kind of like pull people in. Even if you just do like, you tell the neighborhood that you're going to be serving snacks or, something simple, just having something there. And you can also do giveaways. No raffles though. Don't ever offer to do a raffle. The brokers don't like it when you do raffles. I think that's part of the NAR licensing or something. I can't remember what it is. No raffles. You can do giveaways. You can do drawings where people put in a business card or their name, but you can't call it a raffle. Let's see. Oh, yes, and have your name on the open house signs. So if you have open house signs, have your name and number on the open house signs. And again, if you don't already have open house signs, I have templates for you that are from Silver Creek that have, I can just really easily create that for you in Canva, and then you take it to a sign company and have those created. I know a lot of people order just open house signs off of Amazon, so they're not specific to you. But if you're doing a huge open house, definitely having your name on there, so people start to recognize you. Brokers Open. What's the experience lately with Brokers Open around here? Has anybody done a Brokers Open recently? No? Okay. I know it kind of fell off after COVID. They used to be really big in California where I was before COVID. It was like on a Friday, every Friday, all the agents were out. We would have like 50 to 70 agents come through our brokers tour every Friday. And then after COVID, it just kind of fell off and nobody ever really got back on that bandwagon. But that's also a great opportunity to, invite other agents to come to your open house. So like you can put it up on the Silver Creek Forum and say, hey, I'm doing an open house. I'd love to have you come and view this property. And it's a great opportunity for you to get feedback for your client. A lot of times there's something that you see wrong with the property, but it's a little sensitive and the client probably doesn't want to hear it from you. And having an agent come through and say, oh my gosh, my client would love this, but, and then giving you that feedback so you can say it came from somebody else. Just having that opportunity to get feedback from other agents is great. We used to do, at Brokers Tour, we would have a little piece of paper where it was like agent feedback, and that was to enter them in a drawing for a gift card, right? So then we would collect all that feedback, and whether it was good or bad, right? Like so that we could send the client a summary of our Brokers Tour and say, here's all the feedback we got from other agents in the area, so that they know what people are, what their thoughts are in the home. Kind of a good cop, bad cop thing. And again, offering incentive for the feedback. Any questions on that? Any other ideas that you guys have done with open houses before? No? Okay. Yeah.
One quick question. So if I go into signs and I don't see Silver Creek in there?
I'm actually about to remove that sign company link. All the agents that are out of this area asked us to add that link because some agents don't have sign companies near them that are Silver Creek agents, so we put that in there. That's just a place where you can go and create your signs, and you can order in bulk, so you can order like 5 or 6 signs.
Will they do Silver Creek signs?
Yes, they will do Silver Creek signs, but they just don't have templates for Silver Creek on there. But you can either have our team create the sign, or I can send you the Canva template
Send that to them.
and send them the PDF. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So touch base with me, and I can help you with that.
Thank you.
Okay, listing etiquette. This is something that hopefully we don't have to talk about, but I sit right across the hall from our broker, and I hear phone calls every week of other agents calling our broker to say, I can't get your agent to call me back. All the time, you would not believe. So their voicemail is full. They're not answering texts. They're not answering emails. Like, it's just mind-boggling. So this is, I think, obvious, but if you have a listing, make sure you're looking at your emails. Make sure your voicemail is not full and you're answering those voicemails. Just monitoring all that really closely. And if you are going out of town, this is another one we hear all the time. The broker will call and be like, hey, people are trying to get a hold of you. And they're like, well, I'm in Puerto Vallarta. I can't answer them right now. if you're going to be out of town and you have an active listing, please have another agent cover your listing and put that in the MLS so that if anybody does have questions or wants to show your property, that you're not missing an opportunity. So whether if you don't have somebody that you're partnered and working with, go on the Silver Creek Forum and say, hey, I'm heading out of town and I'd love to have somebody cover my listing. Please contact me if you can help me out. And whether you offer incentive for that or not, I'm sure you'd be able to find somebody who would be able to help you out with that. So just don't leave your listings unattended, please. That's my public service announcement for the broker team. Let's see. Open houses for rural properties. I think those are tricky because you're probably just going to get other people from around that rural property that come through. I would say unless you're going to make it into kind of like a mega open house where you do a lot of email marketing for it to other agents and maybe do like put it on the forum and then maybe do postcards to people, contact your title company and see if there's, you know, anything that they can help you with trying to connect with people who are looking for a rural property. I think that's a tricky one. So I wouldn't say that, you know, an every weekend open house is appropriate for a rural property unless you're going to do some kind of big event. I have heard of people doing where it's a property where there could be horses and having somebody bring in horses to show horses on the property, you know, things like that. So it can go, it can get out of hand quickly, I guess you could say. Okay, so the next thing I want to make sure you guys check out is our 30-step marketing plan on the toolbox. So if you go on the toolbox, you click on marketing tools, that takes you to the marketing page of the toolbox. And in the top right-hand corner, it's the 30-step marketing plan. So what I've done is I've gone and pulled together all the resources that we have at Silver Creek, whether it's a class recording or an Eisenhower you know, resource that we have, pulled it all together. So if you're looking for farming, say, or if you're looking for postcards, all the information on that topic is in one place that we have available to you at Silver Creek. And there's also a little bit of, you know, little like text copy for you to read about, you know, to learn more about that topic, but then it's links to all those classes and links to the Eisenhower as well. Has anybody here signed up for the business coaching through Eisenhower online? Okay, all of you should go on the toolbox today, search business coaching and sign up for the Eisenhower training online. It's free to you guys. We pay for it so that you guys can use it. And it's really top level training. So Brian Eisenhower, who is the founder of Eisenhower Coaching, he teaches all the classes. So it's him on the screen teaching the class, but then it also comes with PDFs and worksheets and things for you to use to like work through all the topics. They have working with buyers, working with sellers, social media, sphere of influence, like just endless. They just added AI as a topic, a class that you can watch.
Is that step 4, sign up for coaching modules?
Yes, yeah. And then, so just sign up for that. It'll take you to a page. It's just in the top corner. It says sign up. You sign up and then it brings you into their coaching modules and you can do, it's self-paced learning on there. So you can work through a couple modules of it and stop. And then when you go back, it knows where you were and you can start up at where you left off. But it allows you to download all their PDFs, all that stuff. So you have all those resources and it's free to you guys. So please use it.
And that's different and in addition to the Wednesday Zoom?
Yes, in addition to. So like right now on the Wednesday Zoom, kind of after the summit, we picked up and decided there's a few topics that people wanted to touch on after the summit that we've been talking through. And we're on the new agent blueprint, I think is what it's called. So Brian was like, I know you're not all new agents, but I think you should all go back to the beginning and go through the new agent blueprint and kind of walk through the steps of like how you should conduct yourself in business and what you should be doing to, you know, set up your business and make sure that you have all these boxes checked. So we're going through the new agent blueprint. So if you want to join us next Wednesday, that's what we'll be talking about.
And those are all archived as well?
The recordings? Yes, they are. Again, if you go on the toolbox and you search Eisenhower Coaching, it'll come up on the playlist on Silver Creek TV. So you just click on that playlist on Silver Creek TV and those are going to be there. I didn't add the one from yesterday yet. I'm going to do that right after this class. But yeah, every week we'll add those so that if you aren't able to join live, you can watch the recording and see what the homework is for the next week because Brian gives homework every week. And then you can join us and join the discussion and ask questions. There's always time to ask questions. I know it's crazy. We have over 2,000 agents, but pretty much on this call, we get about 10 to 15 people. So there is opportunity to ask questions, and Brian is great about answering questions, and he even shares his email so that people can email him questions before and after, anytime. So, all right, any questions on the 30-step marketing plan? Okay. All right, and that's what the marketing page of the toolbox looks like. So you can see there where you'll find the 30-step marketing plan in the upper corner. And again, all of the marketing resources are here. So like here, where you see logos, business cards, yard signs, listing flyers, like all of those things are under design resources. Those are all gonna be PDFs that you can download and put into your Canva or wherever you wanna edit them. But I also have at the bottom of that list, there's one that says Canva Pro templates. Canva changed their rules, so only people with Canva Pro can just click on a template and have it open in their Canva. So those links are all on that at the very bottom of design resources. So if you have Canva Pro, it just makes it easier to load it and use those resources. Any questions?
Any idea how to get on the Department of License and register your name? I looked all through there and called, running into a lot of roadblocks. So. I can't really start my marketing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kristen Cole knows the exact answer to that question. So if you haven't met Kristen Cole yet, she knows the answer to that question because I don't remember. I never go on the Department of Licensing website. I know that's something that you have to do, but I don't know how to do it. It's Kristen at silvercreekrealty.com, or she's right here on the, you can try to touch base with her after this and see if she's there. But yeah, she would be the person who can help you find that. Okay, see, I did go too fast. Any other questions on listings? Marketing listings. All right, any questions just on, in general, marketing resources?
Just in terms of like CRM, do you have an opinion as to which one's better between the two?
I have a very strong opinion. I like Bold Trail. It's more expensive, but Lone Wolf is really, really not intuitive and not easy to use. Unfortunately, all the demos that we got and the flashy marketing that when they were selling it to us looked amazing. And then in practice, it's really hard to use. And we've had a lot of issues with it. So I would say if you don't want to use all of the marketing features of that website, which means, you know, like making landing pages so that you can, you know, market listings and using the drip campaigns and having your sphere in there and using that to really connect with your sphere, or using it for your leads and things like that. If you're not going to do all that, maybe you'd be okay with Lone Wolf, but if you will take the time to learn it and engage and like use it, it's amazing. I know Chastity is our girl who loves Bold Trail and has used it and has effectively used it. I know a lot of people, the stumbling block is the training on it, right? Because it's a whole new platform to learn. And that's something I got approached with a couple times at Summit, like, where do I learn how to use Bold Trail? Because obviously Bold Trail is not our, you know, obviously it's not our product, but we offer it to you guys at a discount, and then you have to do all their training. So I have links to all their training, and we have people here who can answer simple questions, but mostly it's on you as the agent to go out and learn that. It is an amazing product that is super powerful and would, you know, make your life a lot easier as far as marketing if you dig in and learn it. So the Lone Wolf, I would say, if you just want something where you have a single property website that is your name, so you can send people there to search for properties and you can collect leads, but you don't really want to use the back end for your CRM and use all their tools for the drip campaigns and stuff, then you're okay. So that's $20 a month, but the Bold Trail is $60 a month. It's just a much better product, and it has way better reviews if you look online as far as user experience. Yeah. Any other questions? All right, I'll just point out a couple things on the marketing page here. That content calendar that we talked about is up here, content calendar. Custom requests, this is where you go to do a custom request from our design team. So if you want business cards, flyers, social media posts, anything graphic design, That's where you go to fill out the form to get in touch with our graphic design team. They're all remote, and they will, send you an email with the job that you've submitted. If you have questions about that process, or if you, submit something and get it back and you have questions about it, you can contact me because I'm in contact with them. But they don't, you can't reply to their email and have them get back to you because it's all systematized. Silver Creek Tribune is our free newsletter every month. So that's a great one thing that you can do every month to your sphere. It's a newsletter that we prepare for you in MailChimp. All you have to do every month is go in there and open it up, add your contact information, and hit send. So it has market stats, local events, and then usually a real estate related article, a recipe, something about getting out and exploring Idaho. There's always 4 articles in there. There's also a spot in there for you to add a listing or an open house if you have something that you want to market. If you don't have that, it's really simple. You just hit a little garbage can icon and that whole section just goes away. But once you get that email set up, it's like 10 minutes a month to send that email once a month to your sphere. And they all track and show you how many people are opening it and looking at it, and if people unsubscribe and all those things. So let's see. Sorry, I missed. Repeat the question. Oh, yes, info on Bold Trail, and if you want to get it set up. If you go right here, again, on the toolbox, marketing, web CRM, Bold Trail, Lone Wolf, if you click on Bold Trail right there, it opens up a page that our IT department has created that's everything Bold Trail in one spot. So it's where you sign up, it's where you log in, it's where you cancel it if you want to cancel it. Also has a couple of videos that show you like an example of the website, but also like their marketing video about Bold Trail. And then it links to their training below as well. And the same thing for Lone Wolf. Both of them have a page dedicated to like where to find all the information on the website. And if you have questions about signing up for Bold Trail, contact the IT department. And they have a way to schedule that on the toolbox, or you can just give them a call or come to Tech Hour. Does everybody know about Tech Hour? So every Wednesday at 1 p.m. here in this room is Tech Hour. The whole IT department is in here. They'll help you install printer drivers or, help you with whatever you need tech-wise. Sometimes people just need help with their laptop, and they'll do that to the best that they can as well. Let me see. Janet, I'm sorry, you said, can you please repeat the question for those of us online who did not hear it clearly? I'm not sure what that question was. Sorry, I was not checking right then. So let me know if I already answered that question. Oh, I'm sorry, that was probably a question that somebody else asked. That's what it was. And I think that question was about, the nicknames, right, filing with the nicknames with the state. So that was the Kristen Cole thing. Sorry, I always forget that you guys online can't hear the questions from the class. Okay. Anything else? Okay. The other thing is if you are looking for a QR code, there is a QR code generator on the marketing page here. You just scroll down to useful programs, and there's a QR code generator there. There's also links to like MailChimp. There's a sign up link for MailChimp. I know a lot of times when people try to find it on their own, they can't find the free option for MailChimp. MailChimp is free for up to 500 contacts, and that link directs you to the spot where you can sign up for free. If you try to find it on your own, they kind of hide that from you. There's also a link below to sign up for Canva. And if you haven't used Canva, we have a class recording on Silver Creek TV that's taught by 2 of our agents that use Canva a lot in their business. And that's a recording that you can go back and watch. It's by Nick Staub and Celeste Blackburn. They both use it a lot and do a great class that you can watch. And again, on Tribune, there's a class that I teach that tells you exactly how to start up using the Silver Creek Tribune in MailChimp, kind of step by step. All right, anything else? Okay, let me double check on here. The Silver Creek share property listed from agent or we're trying to redo. No, Silver Creek does not market any listings that our agents do. So you're on your own to market listings. It obviously appears on our websites, but we don't do any individual marketing for your properties. And for Bold Trail, If you're looking at the screen that's up on right now and you see Web CRM, right under Web CRM on that marketing page is Bold Trail, formerly KV Core, and Lone Wolfer right there. Or go to the search box on the toolbox and just type in Bold or Bold Trail and you'll find it. Our the toolbox is pretty well indexed, so if you type in what you're looking for, you'll usually be able to find it. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. Got it. Okay. I think that's it, unless there's any other questions. And then is anybody planning to hang out for coaching with Megan today? Okay, great. Perfect. All right, well, thank you all for coming, and feel free to contact me if you guys want to sit down and have a meeting to talk about marketing more, or if you need help strategizing on anything, I'm available. Just send me an email or give me a call, and we can set up a meeting in person or on Zoom. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. I am going to, and everybody online, same thing. You know how to find me. All right, I'll go grab Megan.